So the first course I'm going to talk about is A-level PE. So it's a traditional A-level subject, which is mostly exams. Lots of people think A-level PE as being about anatomy and physiology, and there is part of that in the course. It's worth about 30% of the exam inside, but there are also parts in the exams about how we acquire skills, how we learn skills, and also about the psychology of sport as well. Another part of the exam is about sport and society and technology. So we look at bits about the sociology of sport, a bit about history of sport, barriers in sport, and contemporary issues such as drugs in sport and violence in sport and using technology in sport as well. So it's really varied compared to what a lot of people's perceptions are. This course is really good if you're thinking about going into sports science or physiotherapy, two common choices that our students often talk about. It really works well if you're looking at maybe A-level biology or the BTech in human biology as well. This course would really complement those as well. So as I said, it's mostly examined. There's 2 papers at the end of 2 years, which is worth 70% of your grade. There's also 30% of your grade, which is non-examined. So there is a practical element as part of this course, and that practical element is you being assessed in one sport, as long as it's on the specification, and it needs to be done in a fully competitive environment, which means you need to be training and you need to be competing, because you will gather video evidence for that, and then that will be what you present to us for marking, and then it gets externally moderated. So it really is critical that you are taking part in sport on a regular basis. The other 15% of the non-examined assessment is a piece of coursework which is linked to your performance. So again, the need to be taking part in sport is really, really important as a part of this course. And I already mentioned about some of the things you study. There's a little bit more about it there. It's not all the topics, but it just gives you a feel for the variety and the weighting of each one of those parts. And feel free to pause if you need to spend some more time looking at some of those bits. And to do this course, you need the normal college entry requirements. As part of that, a 4 in English, a 4 in maths, and a double 4 in science. And that is because of the scientific elements that are included as part of the course. You also need to do a trial in one sport, and that's the sport that you're going to choose for your assessment. We need to see that because we need to know you've got a base level there and that you are competing. If you're not competing at the moment, but you are going to go back to competition and training, we can still organise a trial for you, and it will just be a matter of you getting in touch with us to go through that process. So I'll move on to the BTech Extended Diploma in Sport. And this is a course for those people who know that sport is the area they really want to study and go into in the future, because this is a big course. It would be your whole program doing this course. There are a large number of units, of which a few there are listed on the screen. Anatomy and physiology is your base knowledge, but there's also elements about fitness, jobs in sport and practical sport and leadership and coaching. So this course works really well if you're looking at going into sports leadership, sports coaching, maybe into sports therapy. There's not enough science in this program to maybe link it into physiotherapy, but certainly sports therapy works. Also, if you're looking at going into the fitness industry, maybe this is the reason why you'd really want to take this program. Now, BTECs have changed, so they're not all about coursework now. This one has an exam, which is the anatomy and physiology, and then 3 other tasks set by the exam board, which all those 4 units put together add up to about 40% of your grade. So there's a big element of this which is weighted towards making sure that you're revising and preparing for external assessment. The other units are coursework based, but they're weighted slightly smaller. So there's more coursework units, but 40% is based around 4 of the units you'll do across the 2 years. And it is the equivalent of 3 A-levels, this course. So it's a big course. This would be the whole course that you take here at college. We're also embedding 2 of our add-on qualifications into the program. So the Fitness Instructors Award and the Community Sports Leaders Award. And this is so that you can gain these qualifications alongside as part of your BTech and then be more employable to go out and maybe work in the fitness or the sports leadership industry as part of a job, possibly even when you're at college when you finish them, but certainly after college if that's the pathway you're looking to go into. And here's a list of the areas that you're going to cover. The purple is the anatomy and physiology exam, and the blue are the other externally assessed units. So those four make up about 40% of your overall grade. The other ones with the black writing, those are worth about 60%. And you can see the variety of topics there that are covered, but definitely weighted towards sort of fitness and coaching and leadership as part of this program. And the entry requirements are slightly smaller for this. There's no practical assessment as part of this one, although there are practical elements to the course. You do need to have a strong interest in sport because this will be your total sports program. Your whole program will be about a sports course. You can do this course if you have a 3 in English or maths, but you obviously would have to resit those as part of this program. So moving on to the BTech Extended Certificate in Sport. So this is essentially just a smaller version of the Extended Diploma. So if you still wanted to keep variety within your program, this course also doesn't have the practical assessment as part of it. So it does move away from that, even though there is a practical unit, but you're not assessed as a grade in terms of the quality of your performance. And the other units are the same ones that are in the Extended Diploma. It's just a smaller qualification. It does work really well if you wanted to combine this one with A-level PE, which some of our students are currently doing, and it is the equivalent of one A-level. So you could do the extended certificate, A-level PE, and then another A-level qualification, or perhaps another BTech. There is one exam and one externally set task, and these two units equate to about 66% of your grade. So again, the requirements for preparing for exams and external assessments is going to be really important. The other two units are coursework based, but are much smaller in terms of weighting. So here's the units you're going to study. They are the same as the ones on the Extended Diploma course. And as I said, the top two there are the ones which have the biggest weighting and are externally assessed. To do this course, it's the same as the Extended Diploma. So you can do this course if you had a 3 in Maths or 3 in English, but again, you'd need to resit. The normal college entry requirements also apply to this course. So moving on to our bolt-on courses. So these courses you can add on to your 3 choices that you do make. The Sports Leaders program is where we'll start. So you may be choosing to do courses that aren't even in our faculty, but you can still do this course. So this is an additional course on top of your 3 choices. And the reason why you might want to do it is because you're interested in sports leadership in the future. And these qualifications are standalone and enable you to go into that area. So it's 2 extra lessons a week. It's a 1-year program, so you could do it in your first year or your second year. And at the end of it, as I said, you get 2 separate qualifications. So it's a level 2 and a level 3 course that we run in 1 year. It's mainly practical. There is a booklet that you fill in to show the evidence of you doing certain things, but it's mainly a practical course. Really good for developing communication skills, organisation and planning, and those kind of things. So it looks great on a job application or a university application because you've already done practical things with people to run sports activities. You do have to be really committed to volunteering. Again, that's what makes them really good programs and look good on applications. For the level 2, which we run from September to January, you're running it for basically young people in the community. So you do have to do 10 hours of volunteering, and that could be at your local sports club. It could be at an after school club. It could be at a local church group or youth group, as long as you're just assisting in running activity sessions with somebody else. Once you've passed that, we move you on to the level 3 course, and this basically expands on those skills. You do have to work with different groups of people specifically, and you have to do more volunteering. So there's 30 hours for the level 3 qualification. 10 hours are with children, 10 hours are in the community, and 10 hours are with disabled or the elderly. But this course, when you turn 18, does enable you to lead physical activity sessions independently, and obviously you can earn more money doing that. And there are UCAS points associated with it. So if you're thinking about university, those points can be added to that. And as I said, really good for a job application and that practical experience that you'll get as part of doing this course. And our other bolt-on course that you can add on is another one-year program. So again, you could do it in your first year or your second year, is the gym instructors course. And this course enables you, once you've completed it and passed, to go and work in a gym environment. So if you're thinking about going to the fitness industry, this is a great course that you may be looking at going on to be a personal trainer. You'd need to do further training for that, but this gives you that insight into that and potential to work in a local gym. There is a requirement to have a 4 in science for this because there is an anatomy and physiology exam. But again, if you're doing maybe the BTech extended certificate or possibly PE, that would work well with this one. And there are practical and theory sessions. Again, it's 2 lessons a week, 1 practical, 1 theory, and you would learn how to work with clients in a gym environment. So learning how to use free weights, fixed weights, and also the cardiovascular machines, and how to plan gym programs for customers and clients who come into gym environments. So again, a really good course that is about making you employable, so you can go out and hopefully get work in this kind of industry. Hope that information is useful for you. If you do have any questions, feel free to get in touch with us, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.